What's up, dirty cones and non-dirty cones and PJs and controllers and all the people that I'm finding out are listening to me? You know, it's like right before I went on the Lawrence O'Donnell show. They were like, it was 5:30 in the morning. It was kind of early, and they're like, a million people are watching this show right now, and I was like, a million people, and so I was like, okay, I took a deep breath and just went for it, and it was pretty exciting. So that's kind of how I feel right now. It's like I didn't realize all these people were listening. Which makes this episode, I guess, even more fun because the question was, what were mistakes that you made that you could learn from, or that we could learn from? And so, I mean, if you've got 3 hours for the next 2 weeks every day, we can cover all my mistakes. I think that's part of life is you make mistakes, I think I can say that I haven't made the same mistake twice, which I don't know if that's something to be proud of either, to make so many mistakes, but to not have made the same one twice, so I at least learn from my mistakes. And I think that's a big part of what you want to take away from is learn your mistakes. So we have a different route today. I'm giving you trees and nice cloudy San Antonio morning. Hopefully it'll rain. Good news of the day is the little girl found me. Her name is Lachey. They live in Waveland, Mississippi now. And it's a pretty cool story. A friend of hers contacted my son on Instagram and said, hey, I know the little girl, or I know the girl that your dad's looking for. And my son gave him my cell, and then he sent me the phone number. I called and talked to her mom, and hopefully getting to go see him in a week or two. So pretty excited about that. Give her a pog and newspaper clippings and anything that's got our picture on it. I think it's a pretty cool thing. So I'm very I mean words are failing me at this moment to explain what I'm feeling. So I'm pretty happy. And so back to mistakes. So I've always been pretty good at, if I do something good, I believe it's a good thing to share the credit. So if it goes well, you're like, oh yeah, I'd like to thank my team. I'd like to, you share the credit. And if you make a mistake, then you're like, oh, it's all me. And I think that's a sign of a good leader. Not that I'm necessarily a good leader, but I think I'm decent. I got some good points, strong points. Got a couple, I'm not the most, organized, and sometimes when I talk, I know that I get sidetracked or, squirrel. And then you're like, where is he going with this? But I think it's all relevant. You just kind of might have to sit back and enjoy the ride with me sometimes. So I don't apologize for it. I mean, it's just who I am. And I think that's, you just got to be comfortable with who you are. And not necessarily saying, well, I suck at this or I suck at that, and accept that. You say, all right, I suck at this. I'm going to fix it. I was working with a Tech P guy yesterday, student, trying to teach him how to swim. It was a little scary because he's like, I thought we only had like a day or two, so I was like, oh, we got a lot of work, but I got 2-3 weeks to work with him, so I think it'd be good. Because he was trying really hard. I mean, I was pretty impressed with how hard he was trying, and by the time I think we were in the pool an hour and a half. He had to get back. It went really well. He had gained some confidence. I think that's a big thing is his confidence, in you and your training. I said, look, I'm not going to let you drown. So push off, All right, how'd that feel? I felt good. All right, let's go underwater. Work towards, can't run away from a weakness. Gotta stand it out and fight. And if it's meant to be your downfall, it's meant to be your downfall. It's just, I don't think you can avoid your fate. So but yeah, so learn from your mistakes. I think a mistake I made when I was younger was, I probably could have gotten into books more. I did. I was always good with my medical, and but you can always do more. Like, I should have been a doctor. Not that I should have been a doctor, but that my medical level, I should have not stopped until I was at a doctor's level. And I'm like, oh, blah, 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 I think it's important that you spend. I mean, it's a tough balance to juggle work and social. So I think that I probably could have done a better good job of a little less social and a little more work. I mean, it was good and it worked, but looking back, and I knew it. I mean, but you're a young PJ. You're young, You're out there having a good time, and who wants to read books all the time? So I tried, and I did all right, but could always do better. And I think that's the message is that if you think it's good enough, it's probably not good enough. You could probably do a little bit more. And so if I could encourage you to go that extra step, they want A, we'll give them A and B. They want A and B capitalized, well shoot, give them A, B, C capitalized and, in Old English. Make it good, be proud of your effort, be proud of what you do, and, work hard. So make sure you're always hitting the books on everything. If you got a check ride coming up, or even if you don't have a check ride coming up, make sure you know your procedures, you know what's going to happen, you know what to do. Speak to people, ask them questions. I think somebody asked me, they're like, I wish I could meet you, and so I could talk to you. And I'm like, well, I mean, I think I'm pretty approachable. So I mean, if anybody needs someone to talk to or needs something, hit me up. I think I do pretty good at getting back to people, so I try really hard. So other mistakes. Make sure you always got your brake hand on your rope before you release your your anchor that's holding you in, and make sure you release your anchor before you do your brake hand. This is a funny story. First trip to Kuwait when we're doing Southern Wash, 99, I want to say, and I had this awesome idea that if I made my cowtail long enough, I could walk all the way around the inside of the aircraft. And so my plan was, I was like, oh yeah, I'll be awesome. I'll be able to go here, go there, do everything. Well, it was also long enough to allow me outside of the the aircraft. So I'm rappelling, and I forgot to disconnect from the line, and so I throw myself out, and then and I'm stuck, and I'm like, whoa, and I'm hanging upside down from the tether to the aircraft. I'm still attached, and I see the gunner looks at, he comes up and he's looking at me, and he's got this look on his face like, they're thinking I'm dead, and I'm thinking like, oh man, I'm never gonna live this one down. And I still have my hand on my brakes, so they cut my beautiful long tether line, and I've rappelled myself down, all embarrassed. They brought the aircraft down. They put me in the FEs, got my beaner, and he's swinging it. He's like, look what I caught. And he kept that for years. He's a good dude. Topper's a good dude. He kept it for years until I don't remember if it was when I was leaving Moody or if I'd got my 5 level and team leader and all that kind of stuff. And he gave it back to me and said that I had earned it back. So yeah, that was a good time. I love Topper. Good dude. Make friends. And this is one of my non-mistakes. Make friends with everybody in the aircraft. Make friends with everybody that works on the aircraft. Make friends with everybody in the Air Force. Because you never know when, somebody might be able to help you out, or some goodwill, or some luck, chance, fate, whatever happens, and, you need somebody, and they just happen to be there for you, and they remember that you were helping them out. And I think that's important. We're okay by ourselves. You should be able to withstand or do whatever you got to do by yourself. But united, what can't we accomplish? So I think no man or woman is an island, and so be an island chain, be a wall, be a dais. Help other people, and they'll help you. And let's see. So other mistakes. God, I should have brought my my list of mistakes. Okay. No. You'd be like, well, then he hemmed and hawed for about 30 seconds while he tried to figure out what he was going to talk about, and so I just stopped listening. Although, at this point, is anybody really listening anymore? Although I do appreciate you guys that do listen, and that give me feedback, and if I say something and you don't agree with it or you don't like it, let me know. I'll try to refrain from calling anybody dumb. Just keep the questions or comments at least 7th grade level, and I think we'll be all right. Because I think that probably my answers are probably about 8th grade level. I try to keep it simple, so that way, I don't know. Think about it. I mean, you got a bunch of different people, different walks of life, older, younger, mature, not mature, high school, college, so I don't know who I'm talking to exactly. So I try to keep it at a level where everyone can understand it. So I'm hopefully not ever talking down to somebody or making people think, ooh, I don't know. I'm trying to keep this high, but there's a lot of variables, so sometimes it's vague. But it's a beautiful day. It's a great day. I'm very excited. I'd like to thank Becky with People Magazine for writing such a great article. Benjamin in Spain with El Mundo. That was a great article. I mean, it's funny is I don't know. I never call myself a hero. I don't think. But when you read stuff like kind of written about you, you're like, well, maybe I'm okay. It's a humble thing. It's not a false humility, and it's not a fake humility. I think I try to keep myself grounded, and I know what I've done. But I know there are people that have done more amazing things, and so I don't know. Maybe the 2 combat controllers that died last week, those guys are heroes. Ivan Ruiz, he's a hero. I think I'm just a dude who does my job and, likes helping people. So, and I'm okay with that description because, well, I mean, I just am. I don't want to be anything other than what I am, and what I am is a guy who likes to help people and talks randomly to people on the internet, and which I thought was pretty cool. A young lady did a shoot. I don't know if it was her thesis. She's working on her master's, and included my story as part of her proof, and I haven't read it yet. She was gonna send it to me when it's done, but it sounded pretty good, and so I think that I am approachable. So, if you've got a question, hit me up, and I will help you to the best of my ability. If I can't find someone, I will, or if I can't answer it, I'll find someone that can. Freedom! I was watching Braveheart with the kids yesterday, and it's interesting. They'd never seen it, and I mean, I remember watching Braveheart and being like, this is a good movie. There's a lot of blood, but I mean, I think it was done mostly tastefully. You're trying to get the feel. I think, I'm not attacking Mel Gibson in any way. I think it's a fine movie. It's a good story, and it just sometimes I feel bad about, I took the kids to Fury, and it's like, ugh. Try to protect them, but I mean, shoot, they play Call of Duty and everything. I mean, I don't know, I think violence permeated throughout the culture, but I don't think that's our problem. I think our problem is that we don't respect each other, not necessarily color or anything. I think that we break it down into that, but I think people just don't respect anybody, and that's a sad thing, because, we're all Americans, we're all humans, we all live on the same planet. I know I've said this more than once, but it just, hopefully it'll sink in, not necessarily with you, but if enough people are like, hey, what the hell is going on? Like, we got to start fixing the problem. We can't just keep ignoring problems, and I don't necessarily have any fixes. I see that there's a problem, but I'm not smart enough to figure out how to fix it myself. So I think talking about it and working is what we need to do. So it's my statement, I guess, for the morning is we all got to work together, teamwork, and make America good again. No, that's not good, but we could be better. I think the police need to be a little bit more friendly, and I think that us regular people probably got to give the cops a little bit of slack, because it's not a easy job, and with drug cartels and domestic violence and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's hard to see that kind of stuff and not be changed or not be unhappy, or so I think everybody just needs to cut everybody a little bit more slack and stop being assholes to each other and stop cutting each other off, and little things like that, and make it a better place. Yeah, so thanks for listening. Hope everything is good in your world. Everything's going pretty good in my world right now. It's a beautiful morning. Kids are happy, healthy at school. I live in Lotus, Texas, the greatest place to live in the whole wide world, unless you have a beach. Then, then that's where I'd rather be. But I do love this place. It's a good place, filled with good people. And I don't know, I guess it's home. Home's where you put your head at, so that way you don't ever get homesick. Just live in the moment, enjoy every moment of every day, because it's either teaching you to be a better, bigger, stronger person, or it's teaching you that life is beautiful and worth living. So, hope you guys have a good one. Thanks for listening. Hooyah.